Are you tired of setting New Year resolutions that fall apart by February? Or maybe you set up the same goals year after year after year without achieving them? Let's stop this. Let me introduce you to the most powerful yet very simple system that will not only help you set up your goals, but actually achieve them. I have studied, tried, and combined the most powerful methods from the best coaches in the world and put together a 3 easy steps guide on how to achieve your goals. Trust me, this will transform how you plan your year and your life in general. Hi, I am Alina Gokov. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about setting up the goals and achieving them, which is the most important part. Life planning and goal setting, one of the passion of mine. And today I would love to introduce you a combined method that consists only 3 easy steps, but it helps you achieve your goals in general. By the end of this video, you're going to have a clear plan how to achieve your best goals for 2025. Before we start, please click subscribe button and like button to avoid missing new videos. I love filming these videos. Please show me your support and your appreciation and put in the comments whatever topic you're interested in. I love talking about starting your business, creating a system, building a team, finances, and planning in general. All right, let's go. So after reading so many books, taking so many classes, and working with so many coaches on the goal setting, on the achieving your goals, I have come to a conclusion that every method I've tried technically work, but some of them are easier, some of them are more complicated. There is pros and cons to every single method. So I have decided to come up with an idea how to combine several methods in one and make it as simple as possible. So far, there's 2 best approaches that worked for me personally. I have grown so much. I have achieved so much within the 5 to 10 years. That's why I am really happy to share with you how I did it and how you can do it. On my personal opinion, there's like 2 best yet simple methods that work for me, and I decided to combine them together. So the first method is RPM method by Tony Robbins, and the second method is more visual methods of stones in the jar. So first, let's talk about RPM by Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins actually has the whole training. It's 10 days training on this method. He talks a lot. He gives a lot of explanation and a lot of energy and a lot of passion into it. Of course, I cannot compete with his passion and this power. I'm just going to give you a brief understanding what that is. So RPM stands for results, purpose, and massive action. So R, the results. The results needs to be articulated very well. This is like if you're going somewhere, but you don't know the destination, you're gonna get somewhere eventually, but probably not where you wanted to go. So first you need to articulate your goal really well. Use SMART method to articulate your goal, meaning that your goal needs to be S, specific, M, measurable, A, achievable, R, relevant, and T, time-bound. So let's say I want to lose weight is not very detailed goal versus I want to lose 10 pounds by December of 2025. That is more specific and that is more accurate, and your brain starts thinking towards this goal. The next is P, purpose. This is your why. Why would you need that? The why is important to keep your motivation going. Let's be honest. We're not at our 100% every day, and sometimes we're feeling like, okay, I'm going to give up. That's not going to work. If you don't have your why, then it's going to be very hard to stay focused, to stay on, and to keep pushing, even if the time is not right, even if there's some obstacles or you didn't sleep enough this last night. So your why could be, I want to achieve this goal to feel better and to give more to my family or spend more time with my family, or being able to carry my 4-year-old son and play with him on the playground more often. So this is your why. So whenever you feel like you're falling apart or you're losing your motivation, you need to remember your why you're doing this. And it needs to be very meaningful for you personally. So, massive action. Massive action means that you need to do something. What exact steps that you're going to be doing, how committed you are to those steps. In the example above, the massive action plan would be, I'm going to be working out 4 times a week. I'm going to be meditating 5 times a week. You have the goal, you have your reasons why you want it, and this is your action plan. A lot of people start from the action plan. That's why they're doing something, but they haven't set up the goal and they don't know why they're doing it. And this eventually falls apart or brings people to somewhere they're not happy to be at. By focusing on the results and your purpose, you keep staying motivated to do your action plan, because sometimes the actions are boring. And another tip here, if you're not ready to change your life completely right away, you've never worked out before and right now you decided to work out 5 times a week with a personal trainer or something, that could be really too stressful for your body, for your mind. It could work, but most likely you're gonna give it up pretty soon. I would take baby steps at the beginning. There is a saying, if you can't run towards your goal, then you need to walk towards your goal. If you can't walk towards your goal, you need to at least lay down towards your goal. You need to at least look at this direction. So some days you're running, some days you're just laying down and looking at your goal. All days are fine. As long as you're staying focused, as long as you keep pushing, eventually it's inevitable that you're going to achieve your goal. So this was the RPM system. Very good, very powerful, very easy. However, what I was failing at in this particular system, I was setting way too many goals. I was putting too much on my plate, and I did not prioritize what I needed to prioritize. So I was dumping everything into my year, and I was trying to do everything at the same time. And probably I was successful for the first couple of months, and then I was burning out, resetting everything, reassessing everything. So this is a very powerful method for those who already have the second method in place. The second method is a jar of stones. Let me visualize it for you. We have a jar and we have stones. In my situation, those are candies. Guilty. I have a very sweet tooth. I love candies. So here, if we try to fill up this jar with all these stones in the everyday life order, that would be something like this. So this is our, everyday stuff. That's never-ending story. Remember, this can be absolutely done. There's more important stuff, like maybe some kind of goals or milestones. And these are the most important goals that you wanted to achieve. So you're trying to fill them up and, of course, not happening. So the focus system is coming to place where you set up your priorities. And when you set up your priorities, you start filling up your jar in a more wise way. Oh, wiselier, way too many goals. Putting it back. However, if we're gonna start with putting the bigger stones or bigger candies, a situation first, and you're gonna add the smaller one second, right? And then everything else. There you go. The jar is full and everything fits. So let's imagine this jar is your life. The bigger candies, the bigger stones are your most important goals in this year. In my particular case, this is health, this is family, and this is my mission. These 3 areas are number 1 goals for pretty much my entire life. So that's why I set up 3 to 5 goals in these specific areas, and I make sure that I do some kind of actions. I know my whys, and I do some kind of actions on a daily basis toward them. The second jar, M&Ms, the middle stones, the middle-sized stones, are secondary goals. Probably that's your business. Probably that's your financial goals. Maybe some kind of hobbies or some kind of travel, something. That is important, and it needs to be in your life to balance it out, but it's not as crucial as your bigger goals. And the sand, everything else would be everyday stuff. And like I said, This is a never-ending story. This is a never-ending jar. I don't even focus on them. They just appear, they pop up, and I just do it on a daily basis. However, I also have videos, how I combine, how I plan my tasks, how I make my to-do list. The send jar is actually something that I don't even put in the schedule. I just pile them up and pay for the ticket or pay my bills. They're just there. I need to give my attention, but it's not as important as any of the other jars. Now, let's combine these two systems together. We're going to be applying RBM system to the jar of stones system. First of all, we're going to focus on our large stones, our bigger candies, our bigger goals. We're going to be setting them up and writing them down or articulating them as much as possible using the SMART method. Be as specific as possible. The goal needs to be measurable, that needs to be achievable, it needs to be relevant, and it needs to be time-bound. So write them down, 3 to 5. Don't put too many just because it's going to overwhelm you, and you need to be realistic. You have only 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week. The next step, you need to define the purpose for those bigger stones, for those bigger candies. This is your why. Why you need to achieve this goal. Why is this so important to you particularly? Why you need to prioritize it over something else, and you need to put them first. And you need to keep them in mind in your daily routine, and whatever you do, you need to ask yourself, is this more important than whatever I need to accomplish? And you define the answer. The next one, you need to have an action plan for those 3 to 5 bigger goals. You need to set them up, you need to plan them, you need to put them on the schedule, you need to call someone, schedule an appointment. You know your goals. Let's say one of your goals is you want to run 5K by June of 2025, and you want to do it to feel more energy and prove yourself that you are a dedicated person and that you're strong and disciplined person and you can achieve the goals. This is a very good why in this situation. And your massive action plan would be you sign up for some kind of 5K program, you get into some kind of community, you buy some kind of gear, you start training, you track your results. Very important to track your results. You set up little milestones. You celebrate each milestone. You pat yourself on the shoulder. You reward yourself and start working towards the next milestone. So these are the steps towards the bigger goals. So the M&Ms, the middle-sized stones, will also be important, but not probably as much as the bigger stones. So you can either do the same 3 steps for those, for the middle-sized stones. However, what I personally do, I just put them in my calendar. So let's say I want a vacation this month at this location. So I put that in the calendar. So this is my vacation that I want to have like on this date. So that means that like a few months before I need to buy tickets, a few months before I need to plan it or hire someone to plan it for me. Just put the action plan into my calendar. The middle-sized stones can be 5 to 10, depending on your capability, depending on your motivation and depending on your energy level that you need to set for yourself. And the third jar, the sand, you try not to focus on them. You try to pile them into batches. Just dedicate the time in the day that you just work on the sand, work on your sand, work on your life sand, and just to process. I do not open my mail on a daily basis. I just do it once a week. I have the day of the week that I bring the pile of all the letters and everything, and I browse through them and I separate them and I set up whatever is important on one pile and everything else goes to the trash. So I don't do it on a daily basis. I only set up a date, maybe like once in 2 weeks, whatever it is, but you got the idea. So you don't focus on them, you don't schedule them, they will find you. That's a never-ending story. However, if you're gonna start focusing on those, like in the previous example, you won't have time, you won't have energy, you won't be able to achieve your goals. So this is a correct way to set up your priorities and set up your goals in the way that you have a real focus and a good motivation to achieve them. Goals can evolve, so should your plan. Once in 3 months, like once a quarter, you try to go back to list of your goals and try to reassess. Those bigger still relevant? Do you still want them to be achieved. Maybe they changed, maybe they curved to some kind of different direction. So you kind of reset them, check if you're the right track. So setting your goals isn't about cramming everything into your schedule and try to achieve everything at the same time. It is about filling your jar with the right things in the right order. Start your year with the clarity, with the full focus. Use these two simple methods combined to achieve your goals in a very easy and a very effective way. Now it's your turn. What are your bigger stones? What are your bigger candies for 2025? Put them in the comments below. I would love to read them and see maybe in a few months you'll be able to achieve them. And also another thing, once I set my goals on public, that gives me more energy to achieve them. Once I define my goals for the year, I spread the word. I tell everyone what's my goal for the year, and it gives me another boost to achieve them, because sometimes people come back, oh, how is this goal doing? And you're like, hey, I forgot. Versus, oh yeah, I've done this and this and that. I'm like by a hair from achieving this goal. That gives you so much satisfaction. That gives you drive to achieve more and to become a bigger and stronger person. So here's to your focus and fulfilling 2025. And remember, success isn't about doing more. It's about doing what really matters. Let's make this year the best year yet. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to click like button and subscribe button if this video was helpful for you. And I'll see you next time. Bye.